What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of Super Cheap Xbox 360 Games. My name is Jimmy, and for those of you guys that are not familiar with these episodes, what I do is I go over cheap games that you can get, 8 games actually in particular, and so far I've done 4 of these episodes for the Xbox 360 and 4 episodes for the PlayStation 3. There will be an episode 5 for super cheap PlayStation 3 games very soon, so please look out for that. Guys, if you like these videos, please hit that thumbs up button. Your support means so much and it is just so appreciated. Quick tip. Most of these games that I go over, not all of them, but most of them that I go over, whether it's for the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360, oftentimes you can get these games on the cheap also at Amazon.com. I do have to give you a fair warning. At Amazon.com, they range from new to pre-owned. They sell them. You'll just have to kind of look at it because there's different price ranges. And basically, oftentimes they have the game just the disc, which usually that's the cheapest way to go. But if you want the complete game, then it has the price for there. But the point that I want to get at is in many cases, for many of the games that I go over, the price is going to be somewhat comparable for most of the games that I go over. So if you see a game on the cheap that I go over, chances are you might be able to find it on the cheap also at Amazon.com. You're like, well, I can't get GameStop. Let me go to the Amazon.com website. So check that out. Hopefully you'll have luck either way, whether it's at GameStop or Amazon. So let's go ahead and get started with the first game. First game I'm going to go over is Forza Motorsport 3. Right now you can get this one at GameStop pre-owned for $6.99. Now a lot of you guys already know this story. I recently shared this story, but when I was at the 2009 E3 press briefing for Microsoft, they revealed this, and I believe it was Dan Greenwald, if I'm getting his name correctly. He was on stage there with the Audi R8, and still to this day, the Audi R8 is one of my favorite cars of all time. You know, I love sports cars. I love Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches. Just love a lot of different sports cars. The Audi R8 is just a sick car. Unfortunately, I don't have 150 grand to buy one, but in Forza 3, I can race in some pretty unique, sweet areas with the Audi R8. Keep in mind, Forza 3 comes with a second disc that you'll need to install on your hard drive, but that second disc, this game is so huge, it needed a second disc to install the different tracks, and I believe also cars. Just an incredible racer in just beautiful areas that you'll get to check out. Huge list of cars. If you're a car buff, definitely check this one out. Again, you can get Forza 3 used at GameStop for $6.99. Okay, next up is a game that a lot of you guys already have, and actually just recently it was free for those that had an Xbox Live Gold account, but it's still a classic. I had the chance to recently play it, and that is Halo 3. Right now you can get Halo 3 pre-owned at GameStop for $4.99. I had the chance to play this one recently, and you know what? It's been several years since this one was released, but I was just still so impressed with it. The game looks really great. It controls very, very well. The gameplay for the Halo series, you know, that's definitely a strong point for the series. Fast and fun gameplay, and of course the multiplayer is where just thousands and thousands of, and actually millions of gamers have the chance to play Halo 3, the online multiplayer. But the gameplay, you know, the campaign in Halo 3 is actually pretty solid and pretty fun, and I still had a blast with it. You can check out now Halo 3 pre-owned for $4.99. It definitely belongs in your collection if you don't have it already. Next up is a title you can get for the Xbox 360 pre-owned at GameStop for $1.99, and in my opinion, it's a title that really was underrated in my opinion, and you should really check it out, and that is Dark Sector. Now on the surface, this might just look like a generic third-person shooter. The sweet thing about this one is you've got this blade at your disposal where you can slice up enemies, but also kind of reminds me of like Zelda, you know, when you have to reach a certain switch and you have to throw your boomerang. This has that, where certain areas you have to get to, but you can't get to it unless you like hit a switch or you could also, if there's like a ledge that you can't get a certain item or weapon, you can throw your blade to it and catch it. This is an interesting game because for those of you guys that are familiar with the Smallville series, the guy who plays Lex Luthor in the Smallville series, he actually lends his voice to the main character in this game. Yeah, just a fun, third-person shooter with a whole lot of action. You can pick it up now, used at GameStop for $1.99. Okay, next up is a title. It was either a launch title or a launch window title where it was released in the first year. I think it might have been a launch title, and that is Amped 3. You can get it now at GameStop used for $2.99. I had the chance to put some time on this one, and you know what, to be honest, I actually thought the controls in this one were a lot better than the controls and gameplay in the Shaun White snowboarding game that I showed you guys in episode 4 for super cheap PlayStation 3 games. This is a really good snowboarding game. Definitely doesn't take itself too seriously. Definitely has a good sense of humor with a lot of variety to it. And as I said before, I was really impressed by the gameplay and controls. A sweet snowboarding game, and for $2.99, it definitely belongs in your collection. And you know, with the Xbox 360 being released, I believe 7 or 8 years ago, this game actually still stands the test of time. It still looks pretty good. Okay, next up is a title from a legendary series. There's been question on whether it's going to be hitting, there's going to be a sequel to it. We're just going to have to wait and see. But for now, today I'm going to show you guys is Gears of War 3, which you can get now for $9.99, pre-owned at GameStop. And wow, what an extremely fun multiplayer experience. Not only can you do co-op with a buddy, you can do co-op with several different people. The multiplayer in it is sick. The visuals are just so sweet and just so well done. The detail is just phenomenal. Just a great, you know, of course, many people play the campaign in Gears of War 3, but the campaign is definitely worth checking out. This is just a classic third-person shooter with a very, very high Metacritic score. There's a reason why reviewers dished out 9 out of 10s and 9.5 out of 10s. It's a great game, guys, and definitely belongs in your collection for $9.99. So next up is a title that I'm hoping there's going to be a third in the series, whether it's going to be at the end of 2014 or in 2015. I'm hoping it'll be sooner than later, but I'm going to be going over the first one today, and that is Battlefield Bad Company. You can get it now at GameStop for $2.99. This is the standard edition. I believe there's also like a gold edition, and that one will run you more. But this one actually still looks great. There's still a whole lot of explosions and destruction that you can lay waste to the different buildings and enemies. Yeah, guys, like some of you guys already know, I'm a huge fan of the Bad Company series. Big fan of the Battlefield series. I love the sense of humor that's in the Bad Company games. And yeah, I'm really hoping there's a Bad Company 3 not too far off. You can get the first Bad Company game now for $2.99. Definitely check it out. Definitely belongs in your collection. It's a whole lot of fun. Okay, next up is a game that some of you guys might be kind of scratching your head and go, wait a second, I've played this game once you see the gameplay. And that game is Gun. Gun is actually published by Activision, but it was developed by the folks at Neversoft, and they were the folks that were responsible for many of the Tony Hawk games. And really, guys, they did just a great job with this one. You might be looking and go, hey, this looks like a PlayStation 2 version of Red Dead Redemption. And actually, this was released also, I believe, for the PlayStation 2 and I think the original Xbox. And the Xbox 360 really hadn't been out that long, and it kind of does have kind of like PlayStation 2 visuals or original Xbox visuals. But this is still very fun third-person shooter. It kind of does look like Red Dead Redemption, but it is its own thing. Definitely check it out when you get the chance. You can pick up Gun now, pre-owned at GameStop for $9.99, and it's definitely worth having in your collection. So my final game is actually a game I covered the, I guess, follow-up to this game in the last episode. and that was Dead or Alive 5 that I went over. Today I'm going to be going over Dead or Alive 4, and at the time when I did the video, it was priced a lot higher than it is now. You can actually get Dead or Alive 4 right now pre-owned for the Xbox 360 for $4.99. There was actually a price drop since my last episode of Super Cheap Xbox 360 games, and guys, this is just such a fun fighting game. Whether you prefer controller, if you have a fight stick for your Xbox 360, you definitely should pick this one up. The fight sticks, I have a couple different fight sticks. They work really well with this game. This is just a very, very fun fighting game with just a nice list of characters, different story modes to check out and play through. This is an Xbox 360 exclusive, and guys, it is so worth the pre-owned price of $4.99. Definitely check it out, pick it up when you get the chance. Well guys, there's episode 5 for Super Cheap Xbox 360 games. Again, if you enjoyed this video, guys, definitely hit that thumbs up button when you get the chance. I will be doing an episode 5 for Super Cheap PlayStation 3 games. These videos are a lot of fun, and I hope to continue to make them for you. Any games that I went over today that you have in your collection, let me know your thoughts in the section below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.